Hey guys, so just going to quickly talk you through the next phase coming up. So this is looking to kick off on the 31st of March. And obviously it lines up with the launch of our new setup of how we're going to be working through athlete for individuals. So Climb is going to be commencing Monday, 31st of March. The first block is going to be 6 weeks, and we're going to have a deload week on Monday, 5th of May. We've got the main focuses throughout the next, certainly throughout the next 6 weeks, will be front squat strength, weightlifting technique. We're going to introduce sort of longer domain conditioning pieces, and we're going to have a focus on strict pulling strength. But seeing as we are working through JST class, there will still be lots of CrossFit and lots of Metcons to feature as well. So our main class programming, we will see the following elements weekly. So you're going to see a front squat raw strength day. We're going to have some strict upper body pulling strength and then mixed modal conditioning. These are going to be featuring on our Thursday sessions. There's two ways that we can go about this. So if you've got guys that are training 5 to 6 days a week, we can use this as a slightly lower intensity day where we're just looking at moving throughout the session. Alternatively, if we've got guys that are looking at training 2, 3 times a week, then we can push the intensity up for them as well. And then we've also got our other elements that will feature. So our weightlifting techniques, so think snatch, cleans, jerks, these will have lots of pauses and lots of tempo work. We'll also see some other longer duration conditioning, and there'll be some sprint efforts. And like I said, lots of CrossFit type metcons as well. Throughout the weightlifting track, we're going to alternate throughout the duration of climb. So there will be alternating between a Bulgarian weightlifting 2 week cycle and a longer 4 week cycle where we're going to go into sort of longer complexes. So if you're not familiar with the Bulgarian weightlifting method, this centers around sort of repeated near maximal lifts of both the snatch and clean and jerk. And then we will use that with some accessory work in our sessions as well. And then our longer complexes are going to be lighter, but they're going to be focusing more on positional strength. Throughout the engine work, you can expect to see mixed modal conditioning sessions. So we're going to start off with a 3 minute on, 1 minute off, 1.5 minute off format. We're going to have longer duration, lower heart rate sessions aimed at accumulating good quality constant movement. So the goal of these sessions is to literally be moving for that sort of entire working duration. And then we're going to also have some 30 to 40 minute EMOMs where we're going to have a task priority focus. So we're just going to highlight here quickly how it translates across from JST athlete to JST class. We've got, if you look at JST athlete throughout climb, the main focus is we've got hypertrophy strength, weightlifting technique, we've got the longer domain conditioning, strict gymnastic strength, unilateral robustness, and metcons. And then if we're going to translate that across through the next phase of class, where we've got hypertrophy strength, we're going to have our front squat focus. So we're going to take the front squat elements from our athletes and apply that to our class format. Obviously, the weightlifting technique remains the same. So lots of focusing on positional strength, pauses and tempos. And we're going to take across that long domain conditioning as well. So that's particularly going to feature on our Thursday class sessions. Where we've got strict gymnastic strength in athlete, we're going to take that over. So strict chest to bar pulling strength is going to be the focus. And obviously all of those scaling options and progressions that come through it. And like I said, we're going to see lots of those metcons. So the CrossFit Tuesday metcons are sprint work, as well as our whiteboard workouts that feature on a Friday as well. Okay, so I'm going to drop into another video here where I will go through the first week of the new class format, just so we can see exactly how it works. All right. So let's just a quick run through what our first week will look like. So starting 31st of March, just to put everything into sort of perspective so we can see what it looks like here. We've got our sort of CrossFit Metcon type work on a Monday, taken from CrossFit Tuesdays. So this is our first out and back sequence where we're going to see an ascending ladder through our AMRAP, and then we're going to get athletes to have an opportunity to work back down from where they finished off. Tuesdays, we've got our technique work. So like I say, we can see pauses here through our technique stuff, pause snatches, pause hang snatches. And then we take it into our sprint workout as well. So that shorter domain workout that we're looking for in a you go, I go format. Wednesday takes on the form of our heavy day. So we've got our pause split jerks again, looking at that technique side of things before we go into our strict upper body pulling strength. Thursday, you can see our longer duration work. So what we're looking for here is that sort of 5 minutes of consistent work here from our athletes with that minute of rest. So we can see here that if you've got athletes training 5 to 6 days a week, this is super easy to just get them to manage their intensity throughout. However, if you've got athletes that are training 2 to 3 days a week, we can afford to get them to push the intensity a little bit more. This Friday commences our front squat cycle as well. So we're going to have them build to a 10 rep max front squat. And as we progress through the sessions, we're going to start to see some cluster sets come in and some higher volume AMRAPs a little bit later on, followed up with a real spicy whiteboard workout. You can thank Mr. Harrop for that one. And then our usual work of a Team WOD Saturday option and some eccentrics work on a Sunday. Working through our weightlifting, just so we've got an idea, on a Monday, we can see we've got to have 22 minutes here to build to our clean and jerk. And then we've got our accessory work at our front squat. So we're always going to work at the heaviest lift from the day rather than a percentage of our current rep maxes. This is just so we can manage the intensity a little bit throughout the cycle of the 2 weeks. And then on Wednesday, we look into build into that heavy snatch and work with our 3 snatch pulls, again, working at the heaviest weight we've lifted from the day. And Friday, we go back to our clean and jerk. So throughout these 2 weeks, it will be 2 opportunities in our first week and 1 in our second for a clean and jerk heavy, and then 1 opportunity in the first week and 2 opportunities in the second week for our snatch heavy from there. And then we look into our sort of engine pieces throughout the week, where we have our 3 on, 1.5 off for 6 rounds, so mixed modal work, where we go from rowing, swings, and wall balls. The progressions through our longer duration work. So every 4 minutes for 8 rounds, we've got a nice sort of 32 minutes of consistent work here, where we're looking for athletes to pace their 400 meters before they move into their walking lunges and their farmer's carry. And then the Saturday engine session, we've got our task priority work. So we're looking to get people to complete as much work as possible inside those time domains there. Okay.